a few things, but at its heart, this is a callback and almost, I don't know about a love letter, but maybe partially to that era of self-published comics that Noah made in the early to mid teens, maybe the late teens through the 2017, 2018. I mean, the paper is better, the art is more refined, the storytelling has more nuance, but this is so reminiscent of that style. Especially when you see how he draws himself, and he draws himself with that pointy nose, and it just looks like something that was drawn 10 years ago, but it's not derivative. It's similar, but much more refined. And it starts off where he gets a phone call from his brother Ethan. Now, at the time, his brother Ethan was doing very well as an artist for DC, got famous for Green Lantern and his art on it. Now, we all know that he went to join Comicsgate and then kind of became a pariah because they seemed to be making comic books for the incels. Noah had no part of it. I know, and he's talked about how he suffered economically and it caused him grief. He caught strays from that. But I admire the guts where he's not condoning anything, but he's just telling the story how it is. And I love his take on this version of Green Lantern with the hood and the mask. I would love to see him do a DC comic or a Marvel comic. So he talks about how he's pursuing painting, which was something that he discussed and included a lot in For Art's Sake, his self-published comic from a few years ago. And again, the humor, the storytelling, the perspectives, the jokes, everything is reminiscent of those comics, but it doesn't feel tired or repetitive. It still feels fresh. There's still that humor. There's still those weird characters that he meets. This is just a lot of fun to see, because even though this is like in a TV series where you have major plot points, but then you go back and there's a fill-in story or story that happens between those plot points that expands more, but doesn't repeat any kind of story or cover the same ground over again. This thing where he's got the big circular eyes and the stars in the clouds and all that, this is just so reminiscent of that style when he was starting out. Just a really interesting story. I want to see what's going to happen in part 2. And I'm not going to spoil any more, but the end of this has some printouts of commissions. There's one of Galactus that he did that I love this. Sandman and Nightcrawler. And there's one here of Stan Sakai's character. Just lovely work. This was really inexpensive, shipped in a small envelope. This was like under $10. And I just want to say that I really appreciate Noah's prolific nature and always creating new stuff. He's not one of these guys that's like, you know, Chris Ware, Adrian Tomina, Dan Klaus, who are all geniuses, but all take 5, 6, 7 years to make a graphic novel. He's always cranking out stuff. And I just so happy that I got this in the mail. Just a great fun read. You can get it on his Big Cartel. You get it shipped to your house. Just a really fun book. And as I said, I'm looking forward to part 2 and part 3 and however long this story goes. I'm here for it. And I just love this cover. It's a great use of light. It's something that I've done in photography where you kind of like vignette everything, keep everything darker, but the thing that you want to see the most and focus the eye on is slightly brighter than everything else. Just, this is someone at the top of their game artistically creating work. And I couldn't be happier. So if you don't know where his Big Cartel site is, go to his Instagram. There's a link there, his bio. If you like Noah Sciver, you will love this book. And if you've read those self-published comics, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about once you read this. That's all I have to say. Thanks.